Welcome to the River Torrens Linear Park Trail. At 33.5 kilometres, this is Australia's longest hills to coast path. The trail follows the River Torrens from Athelstone and Adelaide's northeastern foothills through to the Adelaide CBD to Henley Beach on the coast. Cool. How many places in the world can you do that? Beach to the hills. Hey everybody! Now when I first started this channel, it was to show everybody the bike paths and how to navigate the bike paths, but there was always one bike path that I could never freaking navigate. It did my head in, and I always wanted to show you guys how to navigate it, and every time I went out to try and find my way around it, I would get lost on it, I'd get grumpy, and I don't really get grumpy very often, and so I just avoided it, and it really annoyed me because and I was just talking to Mick, so Mick's holding the camera and he's going to help us navigate it today because I want to show you guys, but to me it's like Adelaide's worst bike path because it's such a beautiful bike path and it has so much potential, and it would be great for people to come to Adelaide from anywhere in the world or even in Australia, come here and go, we're going to cycle that bike path, but no one does, not even locals, because it's hard to navigate, you know, unless you live around the bike path or along the river. And it's really cool because this River Torrens runs straight through Adelaide and out to the ocean, so you can follow it from the ocean to the city, no problem. It's easy to follow, there's good signage and everything, but once you get into the city near the Botanic Gardens, it's like, you start riding, you're like, where do I go? And you end up doing these loops and you go there and you get lost and you end up in the suburbs and you're like, ah! But it's a beautiful ride. Here's Mick, because he's going to tell us how not to get lost. Hey Mick!
Hey everybody, so Serafina sort of thinks, I don't know if you got me there, yeah, she doesn't like the bike path, and I've been on and on to her about it. It's the best bike, it's so beautiful, you've got to come out and do it. She said, no, I don't like it. I said, I will show you how to do it properly, because I do a commute, so I sort of got to know, and even after that, I don't know all the little bits and pieces, because it's a river path, and it's got bits and pieces that go off, and you can get off here and there, and that's what happens. People, yeah, it is confusing, but we're going to show you today how to get to the hills. So you already know how to get to the beach to here. We're at the Par 3 golf course, and we're going to show you how to get up to the hills, and then you can do those lovely climbs up there after you've had a swim at the beach. Like Adelaide is just incredible for that on a beautiful bike path. So the key is to stay on the left-hand side of the Torrens heading out. So we're going to stay on the left, but there's a couple of points where we need to cross over, and some of the bike paths under construction at the moment as well, so we can't do that. But we're going to show you two key areas that we'll put on film, that if you do this and you do that and stay on the left, otherwise you will find yourself out at Corkscrew and up you go. So down Lofty and back to the beach. Yeah, because you can ride beach to Corkscrew basically.
Absolutely. You can ride beach all the way almost to Corkscrew entirely on bike path if you know how to do that, and then go up Corkscrew back down. That'd be so cool. Yeah, we're
going to change Serafina's perception today of Linear Park.
We'll see. I don't know if this is possible, because this bike path, I stopped riding it because it just annoyed me so much. But it's such a beautiful bike path. I think that's what annoyed me mostly. It's just that there's so much potential and it's so beautiful, and I just wish it was easier to ride. So
we're going to show you how it's easy.
So we're right here, there's the golf course there, here's Par 3, there's the River Torrens, and we're going to head
so we'll stay on the left, so we'll come across the weir if we're coming from Henley Beach, so we'll come across the weir, so the aim from here, so we're on the left hand side of the river as we look to the hills, and we're going to stay on the left hand side of the river as best as we can, and we'll show you where we have to cross and where we cross back.
Yeah, so left hand side heading towards the hills.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do this. This is Hackney Bridge, that's right, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
This is Hackney Bridge. So we've just come along the river, just on the left-hand side to Hackney Bridge. The Botanic Gardens are up over there, and this is pretty okay. So you get to this point and you're like, yep, that's okay. And you go up a little bit and we'll cross over a little footbridge and you'll see that. And then from there, I don't know, that's where Mick is gonna like show where we've gone, where you go wrong, where I think me and other people will go wrong. So yeah, so keep coming up to Hackney Bridge and then so you know where we are, and then give you some directions from here. There is the little footbridge, and so this is where we go right, isn't it, Mick? This is where we go right. So when you come here, you'll see this little footbridge, and you've got to go over the footbridge and just keep following it up.
So there, yeah, this is the point where we have to cross onto the other side of the river, because if you keep going straight up, it just ends up in a dead end. So we cross over here, the little footbridge, and we can't go there now because they're doing construction, but we'll go around, we'll go back to what I call the disco bridge, which is the footbridge near the zoo, and there's a cyclist detour there, and we'll come back onto the path, and we'll still be on that side of the river when we come back on, so I can show you where we cross back over to the left, and then that's sweet. So once you went over this thing, you would just follow your nose. It's quite simple, follow your nose on the path until we show you where the next point is, where you actually cross back over the river. So from the beach up to this part, you're staying on the left side, you get to this little footbridge, cross over it and then keep following along until you need to, yeah, and then we'll tell you where. Okay, I'm just going to show you this quick section. I don't know if other people get lost here, so we just came across the bridge, we haven't gone very far, but this here, you'll come across this little intersection here where it says narrow bridge cyclist dismount. You don't want to go on there. I've gone on that so many times, even when I've made a mistake once and the next time I did it again, and then the next time I think I did it again. Because you think, okay, I've got to just keep following the river. No, just ignore that. Okay, so just keep following this way. Yeah, stay on this side.
Yeah.
So where we went across, we went the footbridge, so we're still on the right hand side. We've got the river to our left. So we've stayed, once again, we've just followed it. We've stayed on the right hand side of the river. We keep the river to our left. We've just come up the back of Walkerville. So we're in the back of Walkerville there, and we've come up, you'll see the O-Bahn track on our right. So we just cross over this end of a road there. And this is the next point coming up. You'll see those riders down there. I don't know if you can see where the bus is coming around. Once we get past that little bridge, we've got to go left. A lot of people keep going straight. We're going to go left. That will take us back onto the other side of the river. And then home sweet home after that.
Oh, okay, so this is the part where we cross
to the hills.
Over. Okay, so we've been with the river on the left. We've come up here. You can see the O-Bahn. Now there's the O-Bahn here on our right, river on our left, and we
just go over that little bridge there, the O-Bahn, and at the end of that we're going to turn left.
Okay, so we've got O-Bahn on the right. So the river's down here. Oh, we're crossing the river here. There's the river. There's the river. We're going.
At the end of this, we want to go sharp left. We're going to go up there.
We're going over the river, and now we're going to take a sharp left. Oh, that's where I often keep going. So we've just come over the river. We've turned away from the O-Bahn, and now we've gone right. So we've gone a left and then a straight right, or an immediate right.
This is a true path here.
And
a lot of people would keep going. It just seems normal to keep going straight, but that's the point where you want to come left. That's where a lot of people would get into trouble, I reckon.
Okay, so just, yep, you've got the O-Bahn on the right. You come over the river and take an immediate left over the back there, yeah.
And I think pretty much from here, you follow your nose to the hills. There's another point where if you want to go shopping at Tree Plaza, we can show you where to get off.
I'm definitely not going shopping. I don't like shopping.
But yeah, they're the tricky bit.
Yeah.
They're the tricky bit.
I think there's one more section where it goes up past some houses and you've got to go onto a street. Maybe we've showed people that as well.
Yeah.
But basically we're now back with the river on our right. Well, we're on the left side of the river's on our right. And we just keep following this, basically all the way up to the hills.
We might, if we see a signpost, they're along the way, they're little sort of monument statuey things, and they show you how far to the hills. So if we see one of them, we'll film it. So if you keep seeing them, you're doing the right thing. That's
a good point. Yeah, those little silver plaque things that tell you how far you are. Yeah, we'll stop and definitely show one of those. Here's a sign thing. Yeah, so you get these periodically. So it says here, we've got the city 5 kilometres, that way, hills 15 kilometres. Because all up from the city to the hills, it's
yeah, that's telling us 20 kilometres, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's probably a little bit more than that, I think.
And so see, if we're coming back, you can see that it's telling us that the city is 5 kilometres that way, and then because we're heading
here, it'll tell you the hills are that way.
Because we're heading towards the hills, I'm saying like, all right, hills. So yeah, these are, some of these are easy to see, some of them aren't.
Yeah, there's a lot of birds in this part.
Yeah. The birds have graffitied it. But that's cool. Yeah, exactly. A good point. There, you know you're on the right path when you see these here. So keep an eye out for those. But yeah, we'll just keep the river on our right.
Peaceful.
Come to this little section here, and Mick was just saying that this is where you go to Tree Plaza.
Tree Plaza.
Tree Plaza for if you're into shopping and stuff like that, or if you live in this area, that there's a bike path that goes from the linear path up to Tree Plaza, because we're on Pittwater Drive, I think it is there.
Yeah, Pittwater Drive. So there's a little fork in the road, and then I can't think of the name of the street, but you go off the path, you follow the O-Bahn straight up that road, and then you get back onto the path at the top of that road.
Yeah. But when you come to Pittwater Drive, we're going to keep following the river around here. But if you want to get off and go up to Tree Plaza and stuff, you go up this one here in the bike path.
And there's a nice little rise just up there. It's about 14%. Well, it is 14% gradient for not far, 30 metres or so. Nice. That's right up Serafina's alley. Yeah. She's thinking about it now.
Maybe we should go do that. Not shopping, but do the gradient. Yeah. But yeah, we're going to keep going. We'll keep going around the river, and so right. Keeping the river to the right always. So yeah, cool. Okay, so here the road, the path goes up past these houses. So you can see it says the hills are 6.5 kilometres, and so it's there. I don't know if you can read that. Trail continues up Yarralinda Street. So you can't really get lost because it's directing you, but you might just get confused going, oh, okay, where's the path gone? But you just end up, yeah, you just go up here and then you turn right back onto the bike path.
Yeah, as soon as you see the path just up a bit, you just get back onto it. So you can't really go wrong because you can't go anywhere. There's no other path, so you just follow your nose, and as soon as you see it on the right, it's not far up, about 50 metres.
Yeah.
And you just get back on it.
Yep.
Just on the bend, and you get back on the path.
Oh yeah, it's easy, yeah. You just go here. So it's not too far on the road and then just here. Yeah. 25 kilometres?
Yeah, probably. I think from where we started at the golf course, yeah, 25, 26k probably.
Yeah. So from the city, basically, yeah, so 25k to get here,
yep.
And then we just follow the road a little, the path, it just loops around there and just loops back around here and then goes back. But you can get out onto Gorge Road and then just pop over to Corkscrew if you want to go up that. But yeah, it's such a beautiful ride. And to come all the way from the beach to here is, you can do that entirely on this River Torrens bike path. How many kilometres is that, do you know?
I'm going to say 22 to Clemsig, and then 11, 35.
Yeah, so 35, let's just maximum 40, let's just say that. So if you were to do a round trip from the beach to the hills, back to the beach again, 80 kilometre ride,
yep.
roughly, yeah.
And yeah, I think your elevation getting out here is only about 300.
Yeah, so not much.
So yeah, and then it's just a whizzy ride back.
Yeah, so it's a bit yeah, downhill going back. Obviously, it's so beautiful.
It's stunning.
Yeah, and like yeah, it's just so peaceful. There's not lots of people on the bike path, and so I've changed my mind about this because now that he has managed to change my mind, dude. Well done.
Yes, yes.
Because now that just that couple of sections of knowing where to go, and it just makes it so much easier. So you get to enjoy the ride rather than stressing that you getting lost in the suburbs and going in loops and going, no frustration means you can just enjoy the ride and listen to the birds. It's so cool, it's beautiful. So definitely come out here and give it a go, and you won't get lost if you follow Mick's
directions. Mick's tips.
Mick's tips, I like that.
Bring out the Mick's tips for Linear Park, bring a knapsack with your picnic gear in it, and open a bottle of rosé on a nice summer's day when you get out here. Yeah,
and actually that's the other thing, because there's plenty of water stops along the way, toilets, things like that, playgrounds. You can come out with the family and make a whole day of it. It's really, really cool. It's beautiful. And and I think that as cycling gets bigger and bigger in Adelaide and South Australia, then we're going to start getting better signage. So if there's anyone from any of the councils who are watching this video, this is an amazing path. All it needs is just like a couple of key signs and key places that would just, and boom, you've got like this amazing, tourist destination, staycation that people can have. So yeah, get more people on bikes. Love it. Love Adelaide.
Yeah, isn't it? Like that. Yeah, as you say, to go from the beach to the hills like that on a path, safe, pretty.
Exactly. How many places in the world can you do that? Beach to the hills. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I think even often you end up seeing koalas out here as well. Yeah. So
certainly their mates, the kangaroos.
Yeah, and kangaroos. So yeah, get on it, and I'll see you out on the ride. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. And I've got Serafina's club now, so there's a thing down there saying join, so join that. And yeah, this is really fun. All right, bye. Thanks for watching.
Cool.
And that's right, just one more thing before we do go is commuting. Like, because this goes through so many suburbs. West Beach, Lockleys, Underdale, Torrensville, Theberton, not the Barton. Oh, hang on, there's ones on that side. Kidman Park, Home Marsh, Adelaide, North Adelaide, Adelaide, Hackney, St Peters, Walkerville, Vale Park, Marden, Clemsig, how do you say that?
Felixstowe.
I always say Felixstowe, Campbelltown, Windsor Gardens, Paradise,
Dernancourt,
that one, Highbury and Athelstone. So if you're thinking about like commuting to work, especially in the warmer weather and daylight saving starting soon, this is a great way to commute into work. Don't leave your car at home, get on your bike, get fit, enjoy this, and a great way to just after work as well, just like de-stress, right?
Well, it's totally east to west. I mean, it's east to west of the Adelaide suburbs essentially, so you can basically get anywhere from it and peel off where you need to.
Yeah,
it's perfect for that.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, do it. Get on your bike. Bye.